Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, April 5th. Quite a damp and chilly morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. It looks like there'll be occasional rain today and tonight, but it looks like this system will get out of here just in time for a decent weekend in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, before yet another system impacts us with some rainfall on Sunday night, Monday, perhaps even into Tuesday of next week. It'll become noticeably milder this weekend as we have the return of some sunshine, and then even warmer conditions expected on Monday and Tuesday. The combination of a warm front and a cold front should bring some more showers our way early next week, maybe even a few embedded thunderstorms as well. This morning we're starting off with cold high pressure in the northeast. In fact, it's so cold that the precipitation could certainly start as a mix of sleet and rain in upstate Pennsylvania, let's say in the higher elevation regions of northeastern PA, maybe even into southern New York, maybe some flakes mixed in as well. Here's that cold high pressure sitting on top of the northeastern U.S. this morning. It pushes off the coast, and a combination of frontal system, the weak low pressure area, slow moving weak low pressure area will produce some rainfall throughout the day today in the I-95 corridor region and into the overnight hours. Late tonight there can be some patchy fog and drizzle, and we can start off the day in the Mid-Atlantic region with some drizzle and fog early Saturday, but that should give way to some sunshine, noticeably milder conditions, high temperatures back up in the 60s in much of the Mid-Atlantic region on Saturday. That's after the 40s, confined to the 40s in many areas as we close out the work week. There'll be a threat for some severe weather today across much of Texas. That threat kind of shifts a little bit to the east on Saturday and a little bit farther to the east on Sunday. We'll have to watch this whole area for severe weather over the next few days. In fact, the next week or so looks like there can be some severe weather outbreaks with combination of still some cold air masses to the north and west and some very warm air masses to the south and east. Well, here's a current radar loop from Intellicast.com, and again, notice some blue here showing up northeastern Pennsylvania. There's some snow and ice pellets in those higher elevation regions like the Poconos, for example. A little bit of a break right now across Philadelphia, but that'll fill in shortly with some occasional rainfall from late morning right through the afternoon and into the evening hours. Already raining down across D.C., and they'll have occasional rain right through the day today and into the overnight hours. Relatively slow moving system. It'll take several hours in the overnight for us to actually diminish in terms of rainfall, but again, even with the ending of the rainfall during the midnight or shortly after midnight time period, some fog and drizzle can develop late tonight and exist early on Saturday before giving way to some brightening skies. And anytime you get brighter skies or the increasing sunshine this time of the year, temperatures will respond noticeably. And after the cloudy day today with chilly conditions in the 40s in much of the Mid-Atlantic region, we should jump easily into the 60s on Saturday, perhaps near 70 in D.C., and similar conditions, mild conditions, on Sunday as well. Not much going on right now across the south-central U.S., but expect the possibility of some strong thunderstorms there later on this afternoon. Meanwhile, out in the northwest, all the way from northern California to the interior Pacific Northwest, quite another wet system on the way, and there'll be even more rainfall in some of those higher elevation regions of the Sierra Nevada in eastern California over the next couple of days. Well, here's the outlook for the potential of severe weather from NOAA's Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. Again, a chance exists today across Texas. That shifts a little bit to the east on Saturday and a little bit farther to the east on Sunday. So this whole region may be under the gun over the next few days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, it looks like there may be a threat of a severe weather outbreak later next week. We have that combination of cold air masses dropping from the north and west and warm air masses to the south and east in the across the middle part of the nation, and that raises the threat for some severe weather, and that can exist for the next week to 10 days or so. Well, let's take a look at the surface forecast maps from last night's 6C GFS model run. We're starting off today with cold high pressure anchored over New England, and indeed there's some sleet and snow mixed in at the onset of this precipitation event in higher elevation regions of upstate Pennsylvania, for example, mainly, if not completely, in the form of rain across Philadelphia and already raining down across D.C. And as we move through the day, occasional rain in the I-95 corridor region, reaching New York City during the midday, early afternoon hours, continues into the evening, and it looks like it could continue actually into the overnight hours, at which time some fog and drizzle may form in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Again, that's late tonight, even into the early morning hours on Saturday. But for the most part, this gets on out of here by early to mid-morning on Saturday, and skies that could start off cloudy, maybe even some fog and drizzle, should give way to brightening skies, maybe even some sunshine in some areas. And with that sunshine, temperatures should jump into the 60s for high temperatures on Saturday afternoon. And we tend to hold on to the decent conditions throughout the day on Sunday. It'll stay mild, and it may be mostly cloudy, but showers should hold off with the next system going into the Sunday night time period, and it could last all the way into Tuesday. Really, a warm frontal system impacts much of the Middle Atlantic region later Sunday night going into the day on Monday. And once that warm front passes by, it looks like we'll jump in temperatures early next week, perhaps well into the 70s in D.C. and at least 70 degrees in Philly and New York City on Monday. Maybe a few thunderstorms developing in that real warm air mass. And the cold front kind of slides through and continues to threat for rain into the day on Tuesday. And then there's a chance that that front stalls just to the south and more low pressure rides up into the Mid-Atlantic region. So the rain threat begins again late Sunday night. It looks like it'll continue perhaps right through the day on Tuesday. Finally, by the middle of next week, we ought to get a little bit cooler but drier with some sunshine returning on Wednesday of next week. So quite an unsettled, active weather pattern over the next several days. Some rain today and tonight in the I-95 corridor region would probably squeeze out a pretty decent weekend with relatively dry conditions and certainly mild conditions on Saturday and Sunday. It turns even warmer early next week, but the threat for showers and perhaps even thunderstorms takes place from late Sunday night right into the day on Tuesday. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.